Hi guys, my name is Lisa and I have the 4th grade and up craft for you today. This is a craft that's very easy to make and it's really fun. It's like a toy on a string. So we are going to make rainbow spinners. The items that you will need to make your rainbow spinner will be a circle, and you will need either water markers or Sharpies or crayons. Okay, so you need to have those at home. And in your bag you will have a circle with the holes pre-punched, and you will have a string that you will thread through the center of your circle through the holes, and then you'll tie it on the end, and that will make them spin. But we're going to show you that a little bit later. Okay, so I also have a piece of scratch paper that I'm going to work with, because you're using markers or Sharpies, you don't want to stain your work surface. And if you're going to use Sharpies, you might want to wear an old shirt or and some gloves, because they are permanent and they won't wash off if you get them on your clothing, but eventually they'll wash off your hands. Okay, so this is how we're going to make our spinners. So with your circle, okay, you are going to just color it. Now, you need to make a pattern. And I find that if your pattern is in a circle, it looks better when it's spinning, but it doesn't have to be a circle. So I'm going to show you just a couple of patterns that I use. Now you will have to color both sides of your circle, and if you want to use 2 different patterns, you can do that because it's on opposite sides of the circle. Okay, so now this is how we're going to get started with coloring or shading in our circles. Okay, so now we will begin with shading one side of our circle. For this side, I think I'm going to use Sharpies. My hands will get a little messed up because I don't have gloves on. But I find the Sharpies really give a more vibrant color. But the watercolors will too. Just use whatever you have at home. Okay. Don't go out and buy Sharpies if you don't have Sharpies. If you have crayons, use crayons. If you have water markers, use water markers. Use whatever you have that's handy. Okay, so with this one, I am going to make a more like a mosaic. So I'm going to start by just taking the Sharpie and drawing like that. Very simple, almost like a eighth of a moon shape. And I'm going to continue to go around this circle, making similar shapes. It's not going to be perfect, nor does it have to. So that circle is complete. So now I'm going to start a second round of just drawing semi circles. Just continue like that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So there's really, if the line is not straight or perfectly a perfect semi-circle, or don't worry about it. It's all gonna look fine in the end. So again, your holes will be pre-punched. So you just kind of go around them. Okay, so now it's kind of like a mosaic shape. I'm just using various colors. You're going to just start shading in, just coloring in. Now one thing, again, if you're using Sharpies, please be careful not to get too close to the area that you're coloring in, because you don't want to inhale the Sharpies. And when you're shading in, you want to make sure that you don't have the same color right next to one another. So in other words, I wouldn't want to use pink again right here, or right here, or right here. So you want to make sure that your colors are spread out. I'm not going to say evenly. You know, if you like 2 or 3 colors or 4 colors, that's fine, but you want to make sure that they're not right next to each other. Just kind of helps it to stay a bit more colorful. So just keep shading in. Until it's completely shaded. So I'm starting the second circle, so I want to make sure when I start shading in my next section, I don't want to use the same color. So I do not want to use, in this section, I don't want to use the blue, I don't want to use the orange, because those colors are right next to one another. So I'll just use maybe the pink. And you will continue to shade your circle in until it looks a little like this. Okay, but using whatever colors that you like. Okay, after you have shaded in one side, you turn your circle over. And if you want to use another, instead of using Sharpies, if you want to do the second side, let's just say you want to shade them in with colors. So we're going to use colors for our second side. And for this side, we're just going to, do a different shape. I'm going to just, okay, almost like you're cutting like a pizza maybe, but I'm going to put a little swirl to it. Okay. Okay. And again, when you're coloring your shapes in, you want to use different colors, or if you only use a few colors, you just want to make sure those colors are not side by side. So again, this side we're using crayons, which if you want to use crayons on both sides, or Sharpies on both sides, or watercolors on both sides, that's fine. Use whatever you have on hand. And so now I'm going to shade color, this color, just making sure that each section is a different color. or at least you don't use the same color right next to one another. Okay, and you just continue shading it in each little section until it kind of looks like this. Okay, alrighty. So again, you will have your circle, and it will be pre-punched. So like this circle is pre-punched, okay, and you will have a string. So now I tried different strings to make this work, and so I tried yarn, I tried twine, I even tried this type of string, and I found that the yarn works best. So you will have a piece of yarn in your bag as well. And so now to thread. Now this could be a little bit, sometimes you may have to get mom to help you with it, but it's pretty simple to go through. I just kind of folded the yarn like that in half, so that way I don't get the end where it can fray. So just kind of push it through. Now if you're using something to help you thread your yarn, you just want to make sure that you don't expand or poke the holes larger to where the two holes become one, because you really need two holes. Okay, now after your yarn is threaded through the hole, you want to tie the ends together. Just make a little knot. In, pull it real tight. Okay. Now your spinner, rainbow spinner, is done. Now let's see if it works. Okay, hold each side of the yarn. Now it's going to be a little floppy, but don't worry about that. It'll work. And you just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn until the yarn is tight, kind of like this. Okay, it's tight. And then you just pull it and it spins. If you put the yarn back to close your hands together, it'll kind of make it spin some more. And you will notice, let's do it again. That when you spin, okay, all the colors just kind of blend together. And that's how you make a rainbow spinner. And you can have hours of fun just spinning your rainbow spinners. Okay, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.